Most coaches think scaling their online business is just about having the right tactics and the right strategies. And they're important. But after over a decade of selling coaching, I vehemently disagree. The difference between a coach making $5,000 a month and one making $50,000 isn't necessarily their funnel or their content calendar. While their funnels and calendars might be different, AKA ought to be, at the core are three specific shifts that most people just absolutely refuse to make. I've helped coaches go from barely scraping by to consistent 15, 20, 30, even $50,000 months. And every single time it comes down to these three identity upgrades. So, I mean, if you're actually ready to stop playing small and build the business you keep talking about, this might be for you. I mean, first things first. Here's the harsh truth about hitting your first $5,000 month for those of y'all that haven't. You already have everything you need. The problem isn't your offer, your website, or your Instagram following. The opportunity is within you, right? You're sitting there perfecting your lead magnet while someone with half your skills is out there making offers and enrolling clients. You're waiting for the perfect moment while your ideal clients are paying someone else to solve the problems that you could solve in your sleep. I mean, the first shift is this: stop hiding behind preparation and start making offers. Like, here's what 5K a month actually looks like, right? It's five clients at $1,000 each, or two at 2,500, or one client at $5,000. That's it. Like, you don't need 1,000 followers. You don't need a perfect sales page. You don't need a sales page, period. You just get to get comfortable with the word no and start having conversations, right? You're going to hear no, and that's okay. So, after we get through that, the hearing no, here's the tactical breakdown for $5,000. Audit your network. Like, who do you know, or who do you kind of sort of know that has the problem you solve? Create a simple offer that gets results in 30 and 90 days and price it between, I don't know, $1,000 to $2,500 to start. Make 10 offers this week through DMs, calls, or conversations. And right now you're going, yeah, Chase, I've heard this game plan before. What we do on the inside of Coaches Breaking Through is we give you a market research framework that goes from people doing favors for you and telling you what they're struggling with to them then self-opting it in as a warm lead and somebody who asks you to pitch your program to them. Time and time again, this gets people their first $5, $8, and $10,000 a month. Puts people in your pipeline, seeds it with social proof, and gives you the runway to get to 20 and 50, like we'll talk about in a little bit here. And you have to be comfortable following up with people. Like, here's the belief you need to release. Like, I need to be ready before I can sell. Like, the identity you can assume to make at least $5,000 a month and more is I am someone who makes offers and helps people transform. Like, until you offer the help, leaders reach out and offer a hand. And if you're waiting for people to come to you and say, hey, man, I really want your stuff, good luck. Now let's talk about $20,000. At this level, you get to master your sales process. Like, once you've proven your offer works and you're consistently hitting those 5 to 8, maybe even 10K months, you have two paths to $20,000. Path one is organic and it works. Okay. You can do it. You double down on content that converts, which is like getting real and raw, not just scripted conversion content. You build your audience systematically, not just focusing on going viral for the sake of virality, but for speaking to a specific person because you've worked with enough people that you are starting to get inside your ideal clients' heads. You perfect your DM strategy. No longer does it feel like a 20-year-old appointment setter from South Africa is trying to just follow up with your clients, your leads. You are building relationships and creating trust so that by the time they get to the sales call, they want to buy. This works, and organic takes months of consistent effort. That being said, you ought to be able to have this gear because when path two breaks, you need to be able to lean on path one. Path two is the accelerator route. You take your proven offer, 5 to 8, maybe even 10K a month, and you fund ads. right? You drive warm leads to your process on repeat. You scale what's already working. Again, though, you better have the chops for the organic game because ads is not a business in and of itself. But here's where most coaches fail at the $20,000 level. They think sales is slimy. Listen to me here. If you believe sales is manipulation, you'll never get back past $10,000 consistently. You'll only sign the super warm leads and hey, you'll have good people in your program. You won't have the people who you could truly help. Okay. And you better get really comfortable at sales because sales is service. It's helping people shift a belief to make the decision that best serves them. You better get really comfortable when you start running ads because you're talking often to people who don't know you yet. They need more conviction, more certainty. And what it comes down to is more leadership from you. The critical shift to $20,000 is like sales isn't slimy, it's service. If these people don't enroll with you, they might never hit their goals. They might never become who they're meant to be. Your job isn't to be liked on every single call. It's to lead them to their transformation, whether that happens with you or not. Tactical breakdown for $20,000. Perfect your sales process with organic leads first. They're warmer. Get your close rate up. Make sure that you have everything dialed. Document everything, your scripts, your follow-up, your objection handling. Start with like $500 to $1,000 a month in ads to test. Track everything, cost per lead, show up rates, close rates. Most importantly, track cost to acquire a client. Scale what converts and kill what doesn't. And take what converts and make more of it, different versions of it. The $50,000 a month ceiling, though, let's talk about that. You got to become a true leader because here's what nobody tells you about the $50,000 level. It's absolutely doable as a one-person show. You can run your ads, handle your DMs, take your sales calls, and deliver your coaching. But you'll probably be working like 50, 60, top end 80 hours a week. The real challenge at $50,000 isn't tactical, it's identity. You need to stop being the person who does everything and become the person who builds everything. The belief that keeps coaches stuck below $50,000 a month is, I'm the only one who can do this right. And that's ego talking, and ego will cap your income every single time. And it's also playing it safe because you don't have to teach it to somebody else. And if you don't have to teach it from somebody else, you can hide from the fact that your systems are not as good as it could be. So like the real identity shift at $50,000 a month is you're not just a coach anymore. You're a CEO who coaches. You don't just transform clients, you build and lead teams. Leadership comes from the top down, okay? And if you think someone's going to step into your business and just figure it out, you're fooling yourself. And you're hiding from actually having to teach stuff that works and blaming your broken systems on somebody who you expected to figure it out when you have yet to figure it out well enough to teach it to them. Tactical breakdown for $50,000. Hire your first team member when you hit like consistent $25,000 months. Start with a VA or an appointment setter, like something that frees up your time for high value activities. Maybe you invest in a really good AI appointment setter. And as you're doing that, track what you're doing. Every single thing. Create systems and processes for everything. And when I say everything, I mean, when I had my gym, it was like the opening procedures. It was open the door, turn right, turn the third light switch from the right from down to up to turn the lights on. You need to be granular with this stuff. The stuff that you take for granted in your systems and processes are things that your team members have never even thought of. You got to train your team like you train your clients, right? With intention and with follow through. You focus on leading, not just doing. I mean, here's what I've learned after helping hundreds of coaches scale. Every income level requires you to become a different person. The person who makes $5,000 a month is not the same person who makes 50. At 5K, you need courage. At 20K a month, you need conviction. And at 50K, you need leadership. Most coaches try to change their tactics without changing and stepping into a new identity. They want the results without the transformation, just like the clients that they bitch about who want the results without changing what they eat. That's not how this works. So, question for you guys. Which version of yourself are you ready to become? Which version are you choosing? Because the tactics are easy. It's the identity work that separates the coaches who scale from the ones who stay stuck. So if you're ready to do the real work, if you're ready to do the real work combined with proven systems to scale your business, the inner work that creates the outer results, let's see if I can help. I'm not going to say I can help. Let's see if I can help, though. Drop a comment below with where you're at right now and where you want to be. And if you don't want to do it in the comments, DM me on Instagram. Let's have a real conversation about what it's going to take to get you from where you are to where you want to go. No snake oil. I'll shoot you straight. And if this hit where you needed to hear it, share it with a friend, share it with another coach who you think is ready to stop playing small. Chances are they'll thank you for it.